Hey there, it's Susan Pierce Thompson, and welcome to the weekly vlog. So, this is so different. The vlog is being released on Tuesday this week. What's up with that? That has never, ever, ever happened. As a matter of fact, the vlog always comes out on Wednesday. If you've been around since 2014, which almost nobody has, you know that when I first started, I started writing blogs, and those came out on Thursday, but pretty quickly, they started coming out on Wednesday and they became videos. That's like since January 1st, 2015. And we've never looked back. The vlog has never come out on any day other than Wednesday. And today the vlog is coming out on Tuesday. Now, if you're watching this in the future, you might be like, what are you talking about? It's Saturday. But for the people who are catching it on the day, it's coming out on Tuesday. And there is a story behind this change. This was deliberate. This is not like I got to get the vlog out in advance because I'm leaving town or something crazy like that. There's a reason. Today is a special day. This Tuesday matters, okay? So, for you to understand the import, I got to take you back to before Bright Line Eating existed. I'm sitting with my husband at my in-laws' house at the eat-in kitchen table, and my father-in-law, Hubert, says, Susan, have you read the latest James Clear article? And I said, James who? And he said, James Clear. Are you not on his email list? And I said, no, I'm not. He said, you should be receiving his newsletters. He talks about all the stuff that you like to talk about. Habits and productivity and the science of human behavior. And you would love it. Here's the latest article. I'll forward it to you. He forwarded it to me. I signed up for James Clear's newsletter. And I've been on it ever since. It's like 5 years now that I've been on this guy's newsletter. It's just an email and it comes out usually on Mondays and Thursdays. That's been the history, although he sometimes, lapses with that, but usually it's Mondays and Thursdays. And I've been reading this guy's stuff forever. I love it. Like every time it comes into my inbox, it's like an excitement. As a matter of fact, as I've changed email addresses, I always tell my assistant, make sure that I always have the James Clear email. Like I always want to read that. It's high quality. It's good stuff. And he does all kinds of research for me and like sends me the latest. Like I love it. It's just really good stuff. And of course, when he published an article on using bright lines to bolster willpower, and there was no mention of bright line eating, this was a while ago. I think bright line eating was in its infancy at that point. I was like, oh, you're killing me, James. Like really? Oh, dude. Oh, and I really wanted to like get to know him, reach out to him, let him know what I was up to, but I just knew better. Like you don't email a thought leader and say, you should know who I am. Like, yeah, no, doesn't work that way. And, the odds of actually getting on his radar screen were slim to none. So I just didn't bother. But all along I'm thinking, God, I should really know James Clear. He doesn't send out affiliate promos, so there was no point in reaching out to him and saying, hey, we should be affiliates. He doesn't do that. So, like I was just, okay. Fast forward to this year, August 22nd, I'm sitting with my husband at an OAR concert. Really good concert. We brought our like lawn chairs. We're sitting there. We're chilling. I pull out my smartphone and there's an email from James Clear, like to my personal email address. No idea how he got it. And he's like, hi, you don't know me, but I just wrote a book and it's coming out soon. And I'm wondering if I could send you an advanced copy. And I was like, dude, James Clear, hi, is this really you? And he's like, yeah, it's really me, hi. And we started emailing. I was like, heck yeah, send me your book. So he sent me the book and I've been devouring it. So here's the book. It's called Atomic Habits. It starts off with James getting hit in the face with a baseball bat, crushes his nose and his eye sockets and his brain. And it goes on from there. I'm like, oh, I relate to this guy. Oh my gosh, it's so good. So this book right here is gold for a bright line eater. Like, the sophisticated, like powerful, fully formed concepts of all the stuff I've been telling you about for years on the importance of habits and automaticity, is in this book. And it goes so far beyond anything I've ever told you about. Like, I could probably shoot this vlog relating what he talks about in this book to bright line eating every week on this book and the concepts in it from now, for like 6 months. I literally could do that. I'm not going to, cause, I think people might get grumpy about that, but, it's so good. Like, it's so good. I'm definitely going to be shooting more vlogs about it. So, I have now set a date with myself to sit in a bubble bath and read this book for 2 hours a day until it's done. It's almost done. I'm really sad. But I wanted to put the vlog out today because this book comes out today, Tuesday. I got an advance copy but you can get a copy today. Now wait, before you go order it. Yes, there's an order button. Stop, because I got to explain to you. It goes on. So James was doing whatever he was doing with his, promotional stuff for the book. And I'm thinking, my tribe wants this book. Like, they're going to devour this book. Like me, I'm just devouring this book. It's so good. And, I'm thinking, how about I propose to James that if he'll meet me on my private Zoom video conference line for an interview, he and I can get to know each other. I can ask him some questions that I've got about the book. I'm noticing that he doesn't really know anything about habits as it relates to really losing weight if you've got a stubborn weight problem or if you're truly addicted, because he's not addicted and he's never had a stubborn weight problem. Like his take on food is like, eat off smaller plates, make the fruit bowl visible in the kitchen. Like, yeah, doesn't work for someone like me. I mean, it doesn't hurt, but it doesn't get me to where I need to be. So I know I got a thing or two to teach him too. So I'm like, this dude and I need to talk, like, cause I got questions for him. And I actually had one critical personal question that, I really wanted his help with. So I emailed him. Now this was so risky, you guys, because I emailed him 48 hours before his book launched. And I said, could we do a video interview like today or tomorrow, like before your book goes out, so I could shoot this video for my tribe? And he emailed me back that day and he's like, I'm free tonight. You want to hop on video tonight? So we got on my private video conference and I have the recording for you. We talked for an hour and 23 minutes. You get to watch Susan Pierce Thompson have her fangirl moment, because this guy and I'd never, like, other than those couple of emails where I'm like, yes, please send me your book. That was it. And then I sort of said, and we should maybe try to get to know each other. And he's like, yeah, I'm busy till after the book launches, which I understood. Didn't take that one personally at all. I get that. So you get to see me have my fangirl moment, because I was like, I've been loving this guy's stuff for 5 years. I was really excited to meet him. And then you get to see our conversation for an hour and 23 minutes. So how do you get access to that video? You buy the book, Atomic Habits. In any form, you send the receipt in any form to the following email address, AtomicHabits@brightlineeating.com. AtomicHabits@brightlineeating.com. My team will just check your receipt real quick and they will send you a link to the video. We've put it on a secret page and you can access it once you buy the book. So there's that. Now in the rest of this vlog, this book is so good, you guys. This is a book that I want to read every year for the rest of my life. Not kidding. As a matter of fact, I should just commit January 1st, or maybe at the end of December as I'm thinking about January 1st. I read this book every year for the rest of my life because there's so much nuance to it. And it's such a different way of thinking about living the life we want to live, being the person we want to be, having all of the things, the health and the relationships and the freedom and the happiness and, the good eating and the get some exercise and the getting enough sleep. It's such a different way of thinking about all that. And it's why human behavior change is so hard, is because we don't think about it this way. That I think the annual reminder of like, right, this is how I think about the life I'm living. This is how I think about the behaviors that I do. This is how I think about the changes that I want to make. It's so easy to rush off cold-cocked and just sabotage your efforts while thinking that you're actually about to make big changes. It's like, it's amazing how we do that. Anyway, so for the rest of this vlog, I want to share with you one of the key things. Now, I've been talking with you about this topic forever. It's the topic of identity. I've talked about it in vlogs. I talk about it in the boot camp. I talk about it in the 14-day challenge. I always talk about this. The idea is that to really do bright line eating long term, you need to change your identity. This is not a diet. This is a lifestyle, right? What does that mean? It's a lifestyle. It means it's a new identity. That's what it means. I do bright line eating, not, whatever. I'm trying to fit into a bathing suit by June, right? I've been talking about this forever. And James Clear had a different way of presenting it in this book that I've never thought of. And it perfectly encapsulates what I'm seeing go wrong in my tribe on coaching call after coaching call, even with bright lifers, even with people who are already in right-sized bodies. It's crazy. So I want to present to you the little schematic now. It's in the book, but I'm concerned that the diagram will be too small for you to see in the book. So I did a little bootleg version of it right here. Okay. So there's 3 levels on which changes take place. They take place at the level of outcomes, at the level of processes, and at the level of identity. Okay? And that's always true. What matters is the direction that you're thinking of it, the direction that you go in. What we usually do is we start with our outcome. I want to weigh X number of pounds. I want to lose X number of pounds. I want to fit into these clothes by this date. I want to look good for my daughter's wedding. I want to be able to do a pull-up. That's still one of mine. Before I die, I really want to be able to do a pull-up. Those are outcomes, right? Even I want freedom from this food obsession. That's an outcome. Okay? Then we think about processes. Okay, great. I'm going to do keto. I'm going to do the Whole30. I'm going to do bright line eating. I'm going to, work with an assisted pull-up machine Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Those are processes, habits, if you will. Okay. And then there's the level of identity at the core. I am a person who does bright line eating. Now, I always talk about it with you as like, that you have a different identity when, the plate of dessert gets passed, and instead of saying, oh, I can't have that, and you pass it by, you say, oh, no, thanks. I don't eat sugar. I don't eat sugar or flour, and you just pass it by because you don't eat that stuff. And as soon as you're saying, I don't, as compared with I can't, you've crossed the bridge from a diet to an identity, right? But I still see people in our tribe doing this all the time. I want to be at goal weight by next year's Bright Line Eating family reunion. I was on a coaching call this morning with a Bright Lifer, and I was like, we'd finished our coaching session. It was long. And I helped her out with all kinds of things, the way her husband deals with his food, which is really, difficult for her and sabotaging her, the way, all kinds of stuff. We'd had this long coaching session. And then I said, in sign off, you got this, sweetheart. You have so much motivation. You're going to do great. And she said, I do, Susan. I do have so much motivation. I still got to get off these 30 pounds. I got to get off these 30 pounds. And I said, whoa. No. That's an out to in arrow of directionality. That's starting here. I said, no, sweetheart. It's not that you got to get off 30 pounds. It's that you have to become a bright lifer. You have to become a bright line eater. You have to become someone who does this, who doesn't eat sugar and flour, who doesn't modify their food plan on a whim, who doesn't make exceptions, who just settles into living happy, thin, and free because it's easier. You need to become someone who does this. And then you need to think about the processes, the meditation, the morning routine, the nightly checklist, the behaviors, writing down your food the night before, prepping your food on the weekends so that the week goes well. You need to develop the processes that make that stick, and the outcomes then take care of themselves. You don't even need to have the goal. Doesn't matter. You handle the identity, the rest follows. Like in the workout realm, it's you become a person who doesn't miss workouts. Doesn't matter, at that point, if I become a person who doesn't miss workouts and I'm working on my upper body strength, I will be doing a pull-up eventually. That goal, that outcome doesn't even matter. I work on the identity, and then, the good processes sort of flow from there. The outcomes take care of themselves. If you start with the outcome, you get fuzzier and fuzzier. You may never even sort of think about your identity. Not the right way to go. You don't want to go from the outside in on that graph. You want to go from the inside out. So helpful. I had a conversation with James Levesque, that guy I talked about on the vlog a little while ago, And I told him that thing. I was like, dude, you've made an identity change, but now you need to think about, you're still thinking a lot about that outcome. You need to think more about the processes. Like, really, what are the behaviors that are going to get you where you want to go? And the next time he messaged me, he said, Susan, I threw away my bathroom scale because it doesn't matter. I'm a bright line eater. I'm doing this. I weigh my food. I don't need to weigh my body. He threw away, I didn't tell him to do that. He just decided, like, I'm tracking my weight too much, because what I told him was, I said, your behaviors are kind of sloppy and I'm kind of bummed that like you're still losing weight. Because honestly, that's like good reinforcement for bad behavior. That's not going to get you where you want to be long term. It's not going to work that way. You know, like that's like the path that leads to being fat again in a few years, right? You don't want that. You want real identity change, which he has, followed by real change in processes and systems, and let the outcomes take care of themselves. You want to go from the inside out. Next time he talked to me, he's like, I threw away my bathroom scale. Because you're right, I don't need to track that, right? That's not what I'm about. I'm about the identity shift, and then changing the processes, the systems, the habits that will make that identity stick. So I think this is a helpful concept as we move into holiday season, right? Because a lot of things are different if you're focused at the level of identity, right? If you're focused at the level of outcomes and a diet, then it's like, well, how much cheat around the margin can your program tolerate without affecting the number on the scale too much? That's the game that you start to play with yourself, right? If you're different at the level of identity, it's like, this is who I am. This is how I eat. Homie, don't play that. Like, no, we're not doing the exception because it's holiday time. Because that's not how we roll in bright line eating. That is not how we roll. And then you find other ways to make the holidays meaningful. You focus on the people. You develop connections that really make the holidays come alive. The best holiday seasons are belonging to people who do bright line eating, don't indulge in the food, and then find ninja ways to make the connections brilliant. But it all starts from that identity. You start off with, I'm a bright line eater. I'm not making exceptions come holiday time. So therefore, how do we make the holidays magical without all that NMF, not my food, right? So that becomes the game. And that game is winnable, let me tell you. All right. That is the weekly vlog. On Tuesday, there will be no vlog tomorrow on Wednesday. I will send you an email reminder for all of you who jones for the vlog on Wednesday. I will send you a loving email saying, remember, you got the vlog yesterday with another link to it. And don't forget, buy the book. Boom, boom, boom. Atomic Habits. This is my new favorite book. Buy the book, Atomic Habits, in any form. Email the receipt in any form to AtomicHabits@brightlineeating.com. And let me tell you the question that I most wanted to ask James Clear, because this is my issue. I said, James, how do you handle travel with your habits? Which of your habits do you keep? Which ones do you let go? How do you think about it? How long does it take you when you get home from a whopper of a trip to go through reentry and get your habit stacks back morning and evening? Help me, because this is hard for me. I've been trying it every which way since I started traveling a lot for Bright Line Eating. And it feels like my life is a groundhog cycle of like travel, figure out how to resume, get your habits in place, travel, figure out how to resume, get your habits in place. Help me. And he did. He crushed it. I've been thinking about it wrong my whole life. You got to watch the video to see his answer. AtomicHabits@brightlineeating.com. Send in your receipt for the book. You will love this book. I'm not steering you wrong. I promise. It's riveting from the first paragraph. I love you. That's the weekly vlog. I'll see you next week on Wednesday.